Greetings and welcome. This is the New Thought Media Network. I'm Ken Ludwig, and you are watching the Vibrant Living Hour. Hope this day finds you safe, healthy, and happy, and just simply enjoying your best life, doing whatever it is that makes you happy, that brings you love, joy, and enthusiasm every waking minute of every single day. It is it's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. Why am I saying it's it's about 80 degrees. It's a little overcast, and it's muggy, man. I'm still not quite used to that. I mean, I got my phone right here, and I will just for grins, we're going to look here and see what the humidity is at this moment here. It's 80 degrees exactly. The humidity is 63%. That may not sound like much, but it's way more than what I'm used to. And it's hot. It's oppressive. It's muggy. It's interesting. It's just like, like anything else, you get used to the new environment. So lots going on in the world, huh? A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I guess really I have to start the show and talk about Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. There's no getting around talking about it. There's no getting around paying attention to it. We absolutely must pay attention to it, and we must pay more attention to it than we have been paying to these horrific events that continue to unfold on what is now a weekly basis. Actually, it's more than a weekly basis. I think there's over 200 mass shootings in the United States so far in 2022, and this year is not half over. That's way more than one a week. It's like more than one a day. It's horrific. It's crazy. It's nuts. And I saw a great news commentary from Kyle Clark. I think the young guy's name is. He's a news person on Channel 9 in Denver, on KUSA in Denver. And I just happened to see a clip that somebody had posted on Facebook of him. And he went over all of the excuses, all of the reasons that people give, the mental health, video games, on and on ad nauseum, always trying to avoid what the real issue is. And the issue is the guns. That's the issue. It's the guns. And I think it's really important that we all pay attention to this. It is, and let me be really clear, okay? I'm a gun owner. At different times in my life, I have owned multiple guns. But I'm a gun owner, and I have no problem with gun ownership. I have no problem with, I'm not a hunter. I don't want to hunt. I don't do the hunting thing. It doesn't call to me at all. But if you're a hunter, great. What I do know about hunters, by and large, is that they, for the most part, seem to use every piece of the animal, and that they have respect for that animal. So that's very cool. Not cool for me, but cool for them. I have no problem with gun ownership. I have no problem with the Second Amendment. I have a problem with the bastardization of the Second Amendment to include weapons of war. The Second Amendment was put together, you all know this, I don't know why I'm saying it, but it was put together when pretty much the idea of a firearm was a single shot, muzzle loading, musket and ball, rifle or pistol. I think they had pistols in those days that did that. And in fact, I'm sure they did, but that was it. And if you were really, 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 really fast, you could get off 2 shots in a minute. Now we have these AR-15 style weapons that we are getting off hundreds of shots in a minute, whatever it is, 200 or 250 or whatever, however many they get off, which is just, there's only one purpose for those weapons. There's only one purpose for those weapons. It's not for hunting. It's for killing people. It's not for sport. It's for hunting people. It's just simply for killing. And there's no reason why civilians should have weapons that are primarily designed for war. In a real sense, we shouldn't even have war. But since there is war, we are continually inventing new and better and more sophisticated ways to kill one another in war. And that's another, as my friend Barry Ebert would say, that's a whole other workshop. But the truth of the matter is we don't need those weapons. The Second Amendment does not give you the right to own a tank, a bazooka, a rocket launcher, an RPG. You don't get to have any of those things. But you can own an assault weapon. Semi-automatic version of an assault weapon. It's still a weapon of war. You just can't hold the trigger and have it just keep spewing bullets. You have to pull the trigger every time. Okay. And I don't want to get off on too big a rant on this. If I'm not going to go there. But the thing I want to talk about in that regard is we have to find in our hearts the compassion, the love, the whatever that feeling is deep within your soul that you can send in the direction of the families of the 19 students and 2 teachers who were murdered, gunned down, assassinated, executed in Uvalde, Texas. I titled this show, Everything is an Expression of Love or a Call to Love. What you see in Uvalde among the people who are supporting their own community is that expression of love. From us, we need to go to that call to love. I think it was maybe Marianne Williamson, or it might have been Michael Beckwith taking a cue from Marianne, who said that the headlines in the paper, those are our prayer requests. And by prayer, I mean lifting the consciousness of the people in the world, in the area. It's, we've been through this many, many times here on this show, that just simply sending love to other human beings from the heart space, sending them love in a meditative kind of framework, lifts the consciousness of the planet. And it changes you as a light being from a being projecting 5 photons of light per minute or per second, I think it is, to 100,000 photons per second. That's a big deal. Now you are a light being. We need to project that light. We need to project that love. We need to send that to those people. We also need to take the political step, if you will. We need to get the political will to lift ourselves into a position of telling those who might be capable of changing our laws, of making it more difficult to own those kinds of weapons. That's what we need to have. We need to have those laws. So we need to send those people some love energy, lift them up into a higher consciousness. I'm getting a little flash here about my internet. I hope it stands up. I have it on Wi-Fi today. I don't have myself plugged in, so let's keep our fingers crossed here. It keeps flashing on and off that my internet is not strong enough, but we'll see. My CBD infused coffee for my Thursday afternoon treat. Stay with me, internet. It just went down a notch. I hope it comes back up. I think part of it is because I'm in an enclosed room. What I'm going to do? I'm going to do something that I never do. I'm going to open a door. I open that door to my little studio area here because that's where my modem is, and I'm not so sure that I'm not cutting myself off from the Wi-Fi by having that door closed. So I open it up just a tad, see if maybe the Wi-Fi sneaks its way in here. So anyway, yeah, there's so much there. There's, as President Biden said the other night after the shooting, it's just when in God's name are we going to get the political will to call an end to this? And I'm going to throw something out there to you. You can do with this whatever you choose, okay? Again, I am a gun owner. I have nothing against responsible gun ownership, but I think these are some steps we can take. Every gun needs to be registered. Every person who owns a gun and intends to use that gun, well, if you own the gun, you need to be licensed to use it. In other words, you need to take a test, just like you do when you're driving. You take a driver's test. Nobody gets the keys and gets behind the wheel and just drives off. You need a driver's license and you need a registered vehicle. Lots and lots of people get killed by cars, but it's a whole bucket load less than get killed by guns. Then it needs to be insured. Not the person, not the gun owner. Every single gun needs to be insured. You want to see that limit the number of guns that are out there? I mean, we have 4% of the world's population. 4% of the world's population. We own 40% of the personal weaponry on the planet. Whoa! That's a little crazy to me. But anyway, you need to be registered, licensed, insured. And the next step is a big step. We need to go back to when Bill Clinton, I believe it was during the Clinton administration, they outlawed assault style weapons, the AR-15 style weapons. They outlawed them. The Bush administration allowed that law to expire. And I've not looked this up, but I'm going to take the words of our president, who said that murders with assault weapons then tripled almost in a very short period of time. We need to ban the manufacture of those weapons for anything other than military purposes. We need to ban the manufacture of parts for those weapons for the public. They just can't get them. And then we need to ban the manufacture of the ammunition. So what will happen is we don't have to take away anybody's guns. You can keep your AR-15, but you can keep it in a nice, registered, licensed, insured place with knowledge that you have the limited ability to repair it, rebuild it, and eventually reload it. And then just make them go away. You don't have to ban them. I mean, you don't have to take them away from anybody. You do have to ban them. You don't have to take them away from anybody. So that's my thought on that in the immediacy of this. This is not getting better, folks. This is just getting worse. And it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It just every single week. I held up, I did a different kind of podcast yesterday. I held up a magazine I get called The Week. And on the cover of The Week was an article that basically was about the horrible racist motivated shooting in Buffalo, New York, in the grocery store in Buffalo, New York. That was heartbreaking, that whole story. But that was last week's cover. This week's cover is going to be just same old, just different location, different victims. Again, back to the title of the show today. Everything is an expression of love or a call to love. This is where we are called to put the love energy into whatever thoughts you have in your mind around correcting this situation. Responsible gun ownership is our right. I am 100% for it. 18-year-old kids buying $3,500 worth of assault weapons and ammunition in 4 days' time. That's not anybody's right, man. That's just flipping nuts. Enough said. Send your love to the people of Uvalde, Texas. Send your heart to them. Send your heart to the families. Just, I want to say one more thing. Joe Biden talked about the darkness and the hole that a parent who has lost a child feels like they're getting sucked into, and nothing is ever the same. Do you know anyone who has lost a child? I know people who have lost children at pretty much every age range. And nobody's ever the same after they lose a child. Nobody's ever the same. But I thought it was very, very poignant that we have a man in the White House like President Joe Biden who is uniquely qualified to talk about the loss of a child. He lost his 13-month-old daughter, Amy, in 1972 in a horrific car accident with his first wife. His two sons, Bo and Hunter, survived that accident. Bo, of course, just passed away at 46 in 2015. So there's just a cathartic thing there around the President of the United States, his ability to speak to this issue, his ability to speak to the pain and to the hurt. So that's that. That's enough said about that. The ultimate expression of love, of course, is to love oneself. and I guess really, for all intents and purposes, we got to start there. Got to love ourselves. And the way we express love for ourselves is self-care. There is no substitute for self-care. And I'm 71 years old. I've been reading a lot about this lately because I've developed some, change the phrasing. I'm experiencing some health issues associated with growing older. And I am refusing to allow those issues to become the totality of my experience. There's something that I am working with. As I've talked about it many times in the past, the book that I read last year or the year before, Growing Bolder, talks all the time about the idea that Mother Nature takes things away from us as we grow older. Just things don't work the way they used to, or things stop working altogether, or things work differently than they used to. Whatever that is, Mother Nature changes those things. And somewhere along the line, we have to get clear with the fact that these are my limitations. Remember Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry? Man's got to know his limitations. You got to know your limitations. Well, that wasn't Dirty Harry, was it? Wasn't that the outlaw Josie Wales? Anyway, it's a Clint Eastwood movie, whatever it is. You got to know your limitations. You got to accept your limitations. But at the same time, you got to live your life. You've got to learn to live your life. And the way to do that is with self-care. Self-care starts initially with good nutrition. What you put in your mouth makes all the difference in the world. What we eat, what we drink makes all the difference in the world in how you're going to live your life and how healthy you're going to stay, how healthy your body is going to remain. It starts with water. First and foremost, stay hydrated, man. I mean, every cell in your body, every function of your body is catalyzed by water. You absolutely need to consume water. You have to. And my general rule of thumb is no less than 2 quarts of water a day. But if I'm coaching you on a nutritional basis or on a weight loss program, cleansing program, I'm going to tell you want to drink half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. And then I just always round it up to the next highest half a quart. What does that look like? Okay, I weigh 175 pounds. I weigh 175 pounds now. I weighed 183 pounds 2 weeks ago. If you want to know more about that, just find me and I'll tell you. But I've lost 8 pounds. And so I weigh 175 pounds. Half of 175 pounds is 87 and a half pounds. Okay, in ounces, it's 87 and a half ounces. 80 ounces is 2.5 quarts. 96 ounces is 3 quarts. So I round it up to the next highest half a quart, 96 ounces. I try to drink 3 quarts of water every single day. I have this bottle. It's a quart bottle. It pretty much lives with me. I drink it all day, every day. I also have right now, I don't have it in front of me, or I should. I have a peach mango flavored high performance energy drink that is mostly B vitamins and other nutrients to keep you energized during the day, keep your cells energized during the day. I have been putting 1 scoop of that in my first quart of water every single day. I'm here to tell you it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. It has kept me energized. It's made me feel alive, awake, and alert. It's also helped me with losing those 8 pounds. But anyway, water, first and foremost. The next thing is we have to be cognizant of what we're eating. Your metabolism is going to slow down as you age. It's just gonna. And part of you can mitigate that by exercise. Exercising is hugely important to keeping your energy level up and to keeping your metabolism up. But you still have to be careful about what you're consuming, what you're eating. You want to get rid of the sugars, man, the extraneous sugar. Trust me, I'm a sugarholic. I have worked very, very hard to cut out the extra added white sugar in my diet. I don't drink any soda pop. I've never consumed soda pop. I consider it to be poison. And there's lots of reasons for that. That's another workshop. But so if you drink soda pop, get rid of it. If you like to have that thing, do just some straight bubbly. Now there's people say there's carbonated stuff takes vitamin C out of your bones. Vitamin D out of your bones and calcium out of your bones. And it just, it's not good for you. This, that, the other thing. It's way better for you than a bottle of Pepsi. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay. Or any other soda pop. Drink that carbonated water. Put a little lemon in it. It's delicious that way. put my high energy performance drink like I put in my water, put that in your bubbly water. Now you got a high powered drink with, I think, 9 calories and no added sugar, zero, nada. You want to cut back on the processed carbs, the processed flour products, regular pasta, everyday pasta, or if you like everyday pasta, like me, organic pasta. I have found a brand. I don't name brands other than the ones that I promote in the world, but there is a pasta brand called Jovial, 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 like, hey, happy-go-lucky, jovial pasta. It's a rice pasta. It is fabulous, and you will not know the difference between it and regular pasta. It does not turn to mush in 12 seconds after when it's exactly perfectly done. It's really good pasta. Really, really, really good. And let me tell you, I'm a pasta snob. I wouldn't be telling you this if it wasn't good. You want to cut back on the, white potatoes. You want to cut back on things, hidden things. Like, I love salads, and I have always been kind of I've coached a lot of people through a lot of nutritional cleansing and weight loss protocols. I've always told them to have their salad dressing on the side. Dip your fork into the salad dressing first before you stab lettuce or whatever onto the fork, so that you get a taste of dressing, but your salad isn't swimming in it, because there's insane calories, and primarily from sugar, in those dressings. Well, I found a couple other secrets that you can use. Here's a really simple one. You'll love this. Olive oil, Dijon mustard, and pepper. Only ingredients. Mix it up really, really good. Put a very small amount on your salad and mix it up on your salad, and you're going to be blown away by the taste, number one, but number two, the coverage that you get with just a little bit. Dijon mustard, olive oil, black pepper. Oh, lemon. Some lemon juice. Anyway, salads, lots of legumes, lots of vegetables, lots of brightly colored fruits and vegetables. The more brightly colored the fruit and vegetable, the better the nutritional value, the more beneficial bioflavonoids and antioxidants you're going to get from that particular vegetable or fruit, whatever it is. I've discovered, this is something I've fought against for years, folks. I've discovered portion control. Actually, my beloved Lisa discovered portion control, and she has demonstrated it on me, and it works. I eat more slowly. I take my time. That's just a mindfulness practice I just kind of took on myself. But I don't gulp my food the way I did since I was a child. I eat more mindfully. I eat more slowly. I chew more thoroughly. Remember when mommy told you to chew your food 21 times? Guess what? She knew what she was talking about. Digestion starts in the mouth with your saliva. Give yourself a chance to digest your food a little bit ahead of time. It also helps your body signal when you're full. And if you eat more slowly, your brain gets the signal that you're full long before it does, or in time, if you will, before you're stuffed. If you gulp your food. But also, it's just smaller portions. Portions. There's all kinds of ways to do that. You can try to trick yourself, use smaller plates. There's all kinds of different ways to do that. But the bottom line is just smaller portions, and it works. Back to exercise, moving your body every single day. You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to. Again, I'm 71 years old. You don't have to be. I can't lift anywhere near the weights I used to lift, but I lift weights 2 or 3 times a week. I walk 3 or 4 times a week. And now I'm learning, and this has not been an easy lesson for me. I'm learning to take 2 days a week off, or at least 1. But that's self-care. Those are the beginning things of self-care. The next thing is of course, to make sure you get the checkups that you need. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to try and drive anybody towards Western medicine or alternative medicine or whatever. Whatever works for you works for me. Just do what you got to do to make sure that you are getting some kind of medical advice as to how your health is holding up. And that's self-care. And that's the initial piece of love. If you're taking care of you, you will find it much, much easier to take care of the rest of the people around you. or to take care of the world, or to send love and light to Uvalde, Texas, or to Ukraine, or wherever else you feel like your love and light is needed. But you have to start with taking care of you, first and foremost. The other thing I had in that regard is supplements. I'll just throw that out there. Be mindful of supplementation, especially if you're taking medications of any kind. You would be well advised to know what supplements you're taking, but also know what supplements are complementary to the medicines that you're taking. Sometimes there are certain medicines that will remove certain nutrients from your body, certain minerals from your body, and you may need to supplement with those. I've also found that one of the great supplements for me is my master amino complex. It's mine is super aminos is what it's called. Happens and just it works. It works. It is I don't know if you know the dynamics of this, but we eat protein and our bodies break down the protein into aminos. And then we use those aminos to build protein in our body. What I use is a pre-digested plant-based amino acid complex that is the 8 most essential amino acids that your body needs to build muscle tissue. And scientifically proven, these amino acids are in your muscle tissue, building new muscle in 23 minutes or less. I take them twice a day to maintain muscle mass on top of my exercise, because all of us as we age, we are subject to something called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia sounds like a disease, but it's really not. It's just really age-related muscle wasting. The more sedentary you are, the more subject you are to sarcopenia. Bottom line is you can lose as much as 1% of your lean body mass per year to fat if you're sedentary. You can actually lose more than that, but look at 1%. If you've been sedentary most of your life, literally this sarcopenia starts setting in your late 20s, early 30s. You could be, by the time you're my age, you could have lost 30 or 40% of your lean muscle mass to fat. And there are people out there who are so sedentary that when it happens is they lose enough muscle mass, they can no longer even get out of a chair. They lose the muscle mass in their legs and literally in their butt. You lose the muscle mass in your glutes, and your ability to stand up is compromised. So yeah, aminos are good. Supplementation is good. There was another subject here that I had in mind. Oh, I know what it was. Same realm of nutrition and taking care of yourself. Intermittent fasting. I have found it to be a benefit to me. I try to fast for 16 hours a day. I complete all my eating by 6 o'clock at night. And I have my first actual solid food, or actually even my shake, at 10 o'clock or later in the morning. So there's 16 hours there where I'm not eating anything. I find that that's a real benefit, because too often, especially as we get older, we take a little bit of dessert or something at 7 to 8 o'clock at night, and we take that to bed with us. And really, when we take it to bed with us at once you get past a certain age, and it's going to be different for each and every one of us. Once you get there, though, you're going to convert all of that extra to fat, basically. You're not going to digest it into energy. You're going to digest it into fat. If you have questions for me, if there's anything you want to know about nutrition, about meditation, about prayer work, about exercise, if there's anything I can do to help you in those regards, please just find me. You know what? I'll do this a little early here today. I'll tell you, you can find me at teamrocketnow@gmail.com. That's my email address. That's my primary email address. You can find me there. teamrocketnow@gmail.com. And I'll be glad to help you any way I can. I want to add one more piece to this, and I don't have anything here to show you this. You all know that HempWorks is my sponsor. Where is my HempWorks logo? Okay, HempWorks is my sponsor. I'm a religious consumer of CBD. We have both full spectrum and the broad spectrum. The broad spectrum has 0 THC in it. Full spectrum has the legal limit of 0.3%, which is a minuscule amount, THC or less. There's another product that we have. It's a gummy. We have CBD gummies that are all broad spectrum. There's no THC in them whatsoever. But we have a new one called Delta 10 gummies. Delta 10 gummies have 25 milligrams of Delta 10 THC. Delta 10 THC is not one that gets you like blitzed high. What it does do, though, is it relaxes, it calms, and it seems to sharpen you. But I'm telling you this because I have had some really extraordinary results from using gummies with THC in them to help relieve sciatica pain. I'm experiencing issues in my lower spine that have caused some sciatica. And the sciatica can be very annoying, especially at night. It keeps me awake. I have a half or a third of a gummy before I go to bed at night, and it mitigates my sciatica pain dramatically. So I'll just tell you that one. That's really, really good. I always want you to know what's going on in my world here. Of course, you know that I am consuming my CBD infused coffee. I have my regular coffee, which is my own beans that I grind and create coffee. And then I put one of those little stir sticks in here. It's half regular coffee and half the CBD infused coffee. I love it. I only drink it on Thursday afternoons to show you on the show. But what I really love about it is I love coffee. I drink lots of coffee. I drink 4 or 5 cups every single morning. And as much as I love it, I can't drink it very much anymore because it keeps me in the afternoon because it keeps me awake. This doesn't. This does not keep me awake. I don't know, just kind of makes me feel good. How's that? Other things that I want you to know about, of course, is my hemp hand and body lotion. This is a great, rich, thick cream that will really make you feel fabulous. Moving to North Carolina, I have had an interesting, shall I say interesting, springtime with hay fever. Hay fever that just comes and goes out of nowhere. There's so many different pollens in the air at any given moment. Everything's blooming and blossoming at different times. There is an essential oil. It's the Mantra line of essential oils. This one is a blend, and I forgot to look at what the blend is before the show. I don't think I can read it because the print is so small and my eyes are 71. But let's see if I use the double glasses thing once in a while. It's got cinnamon, frankincense, melaleuca, eucalyptus, and tea tree all mixed in here. And it's called Breathe, as I think I said. And what I have been doing is I try to take care of my hay fever stuff with as naturally as I can. I use quercetin, multiple capsules of quercetin every day, but I take this Breathe and I just put it under my nostrils. Trust me when I tell you, you can smell the eucalyptus. That'll wake you up. Eucalyptus always. But this has been a godsend in helping me with my hay fever. So if you're interested in this, let me know. Other things. Pain relief for aching joints, aching muscles, relief cream. This is one of my favorite products. I wish I could always just hold it up and get it right in the camera. Relief cream, CBD infused, CBD and CBG infused relief cream. Fabulous. Every night before I go to bed, not only do I have my CBD, but I also have 8 squirts of my sleep spray under my tongue. This is fabulous. It works. And it helps me get back to sleep when I wake up in the middle of the night to maybe visit the I want to say little boy's room, but it's not. When you get to be my age, in the middle of the night, it's the old man's room. So when I go to visit the old man's room, this helps me get back to sleep. And if for some reason, if I got the management nightmares, there's all kinds of business stuff or whatever going on in my head, I just take 8 more sprays. It puts me back to sleep. There are also my Boost spray. I love this. This is an energizer. This is better energy than you're ever going to get from any energy drink, any of those, whatever the hell they're called. They're all just full of caffeine and whatever that gives you the big jolt and then you crash like half an hour later. Not so with this. You just get lifted up. You feel great. You feel wonderful using that. The other one, this is kind of one of the part of the, maybe a little bit of a secret weapon to my weight loss regime here, or regimen. Maybe I can't get this in front of the camera so you can read it. It's called Trim 365. 8 sprays of this under your tongue, and you will have they help. It's Garcinia cambogia is the main ingredient. And Garcinia cambogia helps you to helps your body to not make fat cells, and also helps to curb your appetite. Because just some interesting things as long as we're talking about nutrition, there's some things I have that I can give you to help you. The other thing, the final thing today, if the name of the show is Everything is an Expression of Love or a Call to Love, here's what I want to tell you. You all read about you read these things if you're on Facebook, you know these things, you hear about them, and they just kind of, I think they're kind of things that go in one ear and out the other. If there's someone that you truly love in this world that you have not told that you love, tell them. If there's someone you haven't talked to in a really long time that matters to you, call them or go see them. If there's something you want to say to someone, if there's a relationship you want to repair it. If there's a way you can express love to anyone, express it. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about being judged. If you get judged, you get judged. Remember always, people who judge doesn't say anything about you. Always says a bucket load about them. If you're estranged from anyone, cure it, heal it. Last thing I want to say is the show is about a call to love. We are called to love on so many different levels, in our personal relationships, in our primary relationship, our significant other relationship, in our familial relationships, in our friendship relationships, but so much more on this planet. We absolutely need to just embrace the idea of sending out that love to whomever, whenever, wherever we think it's needed. That's it for me today. As always, I want you to be aware of the fact that we are a nonprofit organization. Please go to newthoughtmedianetwork.org. That's ntmedia.org. Click on donate. We are absolutely thrilled beyond comprehension for anything that you want to bestow upon us. I have a comment here somewhere. Who is that? Larry Whithelm. Hello, Larry. Nice of you to drop by, my friend. I'm always thrilled to see you here. Where was I with my banners here? There's my Facebook page, where my branded Facebook page with my beloved Lisa, of course, very much related to the Vibrant Living Hour, is the Vibrant Aging Facebook page. And once again, teamrocketnow@gmail.com is where you can find me. Donate to us at ntmedia.org. If you want to know anything more about any of those CBD or hemp-infused products, please, hempworks.com/Ken Ludwig, or find me and I'll be glad to help you out. As I said, that's it for me for today. As always, I am immensely grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. I wish you all the love and blessings the universe has to offer. Till the next time we come across each other, which I hope is next Thursday. Namaste, my friends. Namaste.